Yes! Oh my God! Look at this! Greetings and salutations, it's BiggieJDM. I'm talking quiet because people must think I'm absolutely crazy. I'm on a train, it's kind of peak hours right now, but I've had word that the Evo is ready. Oh my gosh, the Evo is ready. I can't wait to see it, I can't wait to collect it. Now, it didn't go as straightforward as planned, which I'm sure we will talk about when we get there. But I hope you can hear me all right. I'm with the trainers. I'm not trying to be discreet. How can Biggie be discreet? Doesn't work, does it? Anyway, let's make haste. Let's go. See you there. Is my Evo really ready? I mean, really ready? I've only ever dreamed of this moment. Let's see. I can't believe it. Simon!
Right,
give me up! Give me up! Oh my God! Look at this! Yes! Yes! Listen! What do we have here? What do we have here?
Complete Evo 10.
Oh my God! Look at this! Look. Oh God! Oops! Gosh! My Evo! Simon! What's happened? So let's just recap for a moment. Nearly 2 years ago, we purchased this Evo 10 broken for just over £3,000. Since then, we contacted nearly every single Evo specialist in the UK to see whether they would work with us because we didn't have the budget to fix it outright. Simon was the only person who was willing to give a small YouTube channel like us a chance. So you can appreciate how excited I am to see something that we purchased courageously out of a mere chance turn into a reality that we can document on camera. Right, so Simon, my Evo is finished. I can't believe it. Well, I can because I know you're fantastic. Tell me, a quick overview, what we've done.
Right, so gearbox has come out.
Yeah.
We've stripped the gearbox down.
Yeah.
And what we've done, we've replaced the torque dampener, the torque dampener drive. We've upgraded the clutch packs to a 10-plate clutch pack. Changed internal seals and filters.
Yeah.
We changed the shift fork which fell off.
Yeah.
We've upgraded the software and done a gearbox reteach.
Right.
So yeah. That's about it really. Oh, we did some extra bits with the drop links and the exhaust and bits like that.
Awesome. So I'm not going to be hearing that rattle no more, and it's changing to all gears, including 6 gears.
Yeah, it's all mint. Yeah.
Wow. I know. And I know the engine oil was worse for wear. We dropped that out.
Yeah, we
changed
did.
That as well.
We did the servicing on the transfer box, engine oil, and the rear diff as well.
Oh, fantastic. What difficulties? I know there were a few, but you kept me in good comms, right?
Right, okay, so difficulties I think that we had was really with the mechatronics unit. The problems that we encountered with the mechatronics unit was mostly to do with the oil, I think, to be fair. The oil was that old in it. Yeah. It was like black treacle, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. I think that's contaminated the mechatronics unit to a point whereas we had to do a bit more work on it than we thought we would have to do. Yeah. So I mean, I know that the plungers can, there's little metal plungers on the side of the mechatronics unit that can break. Right. But besides that, we had issues with, I think there's a lot of contamination from the oil, you know, migrating metal from wherever into the mechatronics unit. Right. I mean, as you know, we sort of had to do some significant repairs on the mechatronic unit to get it to work. That
was beyond me, but all I know, it's all fixed now. You kept me in comms, you sent me videos, and now we can probably jack it up and see what the underneath looks like with everything that you've done. I can't believe it's done. Yes! So it's now time to track the car up and see what the underleaves looks like. Hopefully that drinks can holding the exhaust together is no longer visible. Let's find out. Tell me, like, what have we done to this car?
So obviously, I mean, we can't see much because obviously the under tray was in a sorry state. Probably needs a new one anyway.
Right, because that was flapping that side. Yeah. And that's where you like sort the gearbox and stuff out.
Yeah. So obviously with that down, I mean, a lot of the holes are broken, so we just cable tied it up, and you know, it probably needs replacing anyway. Yeah. But gearbox comes out this side. Yeah. We've got transfer box that comes off here. Yeah. So that all comes off. Subframe needs to come off as well. Yeah. So that all comes off.
Yeah.
We've got just up here the drop links that we replaced as well.
Yes, the drop links as well.
This is obviously the second-hand gear, second-hand exhaust.
Yeah, we got this. It's a HKS one, isn't it? Like, we've got the.
You've not got your drinks can.
No drinks can.
Drinks can. Holding that together now.
No drinks can. And this isn't flapping anymore, is it?
No, we
sealed that up.
Yeah. So
wow.
So I mean, this heat shield's a little bit loose, but again, when you decide to upgrade it, you know, before you map and stuff like that, I mean, obviously that'll all go anyway.
Probably that's what I can hear from the
yeah, absolutely. I mean, normally what we do as well for tuning aspects as well. The sports cat, we'll put.
Right, so I know we've got another person here called Dan, and he's got an Evo 10.
Yes,
hasn't it? And his was in a bit of a worse state than mine.
He's got some severe corrosion on his sills.
So let's speak to Dan and let him know what he's been doing for his Evo.
Yeah,
and maybe give us some advice.
Yeah,
Dan,
I'm sure he can.
Dan, how are you? I think this is the first time meeting you.
I know, first time for everything, mate.
Yeah. So just first of all, before we go dive into Evo, and I guess you're an Evo owner as well, friends of Simon's, right?
Yeah, I've known Simon for many years. I mainly do bodywork and paint work. I do have a full-time job doing crash work and stuff, but obviously I help Simon out a lot with trying to keep these beauties on the road.
Right, cool. Right, so Dan, talk to me a bit the issues you've been having with your Evo.
I've had a few, mainly obviously the corrosion issue.
Yeah.
When I had a quick look over mine with Simon, I noticed the rear subframe was a problem, which is a common issue with them, so keep an eye on those. I'd got this seam on my fuel tank was also corroded quite bad.
So is that where you fill it in and then just
the filler neck down, that has corroded the breather on mine had.
Right, okay.
And then the actual tank itself, where the like two halves of a fuel tank will come together and the seam welded round.
Right, okay.
And mine's ever so slightly weeping there, so again, if you filled it over a certain amount, you could just smell the fumes. So again, I've got a fuel tank for mine ready to go in it.
Right.
The main disaster I found was behind the sills.
Right, okay.
You couldn't see it, it looked fine, it's not been picked up on any MOTs, but because I knew I was doing the underside of it, I took the sills off and it was really bad. But there was just no way of knowing unless you take the covers off.
Right, so I guess, what did you do to combat that then? Could you order new seals? Are new seals available?
I looked online and they're not available.
Oh no.
They used to be, they were quite a significant price, but getting hold of them now seems like an impossible task.
Right, okay.
Again, because I'd basically covered an area a foot or 2 foot long.
Right.
So I cleaned it all up, rust treated it, and I've ended up cutting it out and making the sill sections myself.
Wow.
So got them on a sheet folder, bent them all up, tried to put it as OEM as possible.
Yeah.
Then just to sort of help it along, I've stone chipped so far down, repainted it, and then cavity waxed them.
Wow.
And hopefully it should last the life of the car now. Again, underneath at the back, it's more surface rust. Okay. The area I've not checked on mine yet is where the fuel filler neck comes down.
Right, okay.
They do hold a lot of mud against the inner wheel arch.
Right, okay, right. So that's,
I'm sort of expecting to find a little issue there.
So, I mean, sorry for my ignorance or my naivety, but do mud flats help with that situation?
They do. The problems a lot of these seem to have is they have got drain holes in the sills themselves. Right. And I found on mine it was just full of mud. Okay. So it's where they come up and round the back.
Yeah.
It just fills it with mud, and then the water can't get out, and it just holds it there.
Right.
So it sort of rots it from
congregates basically, and
the sills. I can't stress they're basically rotting from the inside out. Okay. They're not obviously from the outside in. Right, okay. So by the time you know it's getting bad, it's significantly bad.
It's now time to go on our first drive out with Simon. I've never known what normal feels like in this car, but I'm going to find out right now. Let's see how it performs. Right, so this is the first drive of the Evo since it's been fixed, and I'm telling you, it feels smooth. Simon, how's it gone?
It's all sorted now. gearbox reteach complete, all that type of thing done, and yeah, it drives lovely and smooth there.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I've never had this Evo working, so I've never known what normal was like. I mean, it doesn't snatch, I can't hear it go, you know, there's no bumps, it just feels so smooth.
Yeah, I mean, the SST box, in my opinion, it's a great box, you know. It has got its flaws, you know, but I mean, a lot of them flaws are to do with, you know, servicing and maybe a couple of stupid ideas like sticking on ship fork magnets with glue. That's a bit of a stupid idea, but you know, once all those bits and bobs are ironed out, you know, I think they're a great box. They're super strong, you know. I think they're great all round, and they're super smooth. And then obviously they've got all the ability of going into super sport and touch of a button, you know. So you know, it's all good.
Yeah, this is fantastic. So what's been upgraded in my box to what it normally comes with as standard or from factory?
So we did obviously the shift fork because that had fell off. So we changed the shift fork. We pulled the gearbox apart and we changed all the O-rings in there. Yeah. The original clutch wasn't horrendous, but I mean, it was originally an 8-plate clutch. We upgraded that to a 10-plate clutch. So, and then obviously we put a rebuilt torque dampener in there. So we got some nice internal bits for the torque dampener to go in from AT Engineering, and he's got some nice bits for the inside of the gearbox, the torque dampener, sorry. We got the updated drive as well and donut to go with that. That also helps with the stopping of the rattling and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Internal, external filters, you know, usual stuff. We've upgraded the gearbox software, and we did a gearbox reteach, and you know, there is quite a lot that goes into it, like.
I know, I can tell. I know, but for the, you know, for what it's worth, this feels great.
If my advice to anybody with an SST box, service the box regular, you know, depending on usage obviously, but just service the box regular, and you know, it'll thank you for it.
Oh, amen and amen.
Amen.
I know, Simon, you said this can go super sport on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Let's knock it up and give it a little pull. If it's, oh gosh. Whoa! Whoa! That's just constant power. That's just constant power, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wait till you get it mapped.
Wait till I get it mapped. I don't know if I could have. I don't know whether we're going to go for that. That's awesome. But for now, we have our Mitsubishi Evo back. It's on the road, and I can't wait for the first drive. Want to thank Simon Norton at Norton Tuning Solutions for everything he's done and our partnership. And I know there's going to be more to come. Remember, like, share, subscribe, follow BiggieJDM, follow Simon Norton. We'll see you then. Ta-ra. And there we have it. My Mitsubishi Evo 10 is complete. Well, it's drivable. There's still a few things to look at, like the AYC pump, etc. But for now, I can drive this as intended. Look how far my little Evo has come. We purchased it for next to nothing, and now it's on the road, fully working. But what do you think about our whole Evo saga with Simon Norton? What would you do next to my Evo? Would you get it mapped? Would you take it to the track? All will be revealed this season, and it's just started. Biggie who, Biggie what, Biggie when, BiggieJDM, tell a friend.